let's cap this segment off with talking about the best team, or at least the best team according to points and percentage points in all of the competition. Let's take a look at the Melbourne Demons, because this is a team that, just had such a damn good game against the Geelong Cats. And honestly, this saved my opinion on them, because I've been so worried about along with the Western Bulldogs, but I've been kind of worried about the Melbourne Dees over the last number of rounds. But this was a big prove-it game, and they definitely proved it. So I love this momentum that they're riding with. Max Gawn is going to be a force. And obviously, you got to look at their defense. Their defense has been pretty much lights out the entire season. But they're going to be going up against the best offensive team in the competition. That when we talk about Brisbane, they are the best team offensively in the comp, from top to bottom. So, is their defense going to be able to live up to it? I'm not sure if they're. My problem is that their scoring has been so kind of. It's been tough the last 4, 5, 6 rounds. They haven't been able to put up a lot of points. So I'm worried that they won't be able to defend enough against Brisbane to be able to. I think Brisbane just might be able to outscore them even with that great defense. I'm not sure if they could just keep pace.
So exactly. So Melbourne's defense, I think we all can agree, just great defense. Back line is just phenomenal.
Yes.
I think if I read something correctly, it said Jake Lever has had the highest average intercept mark percentage ever of any footy season ever.
Was it 3 or 4 a game? Is that
right?
I think 3 point. It's 3.8. The previous high was 2.6, so it's almost a full point ahead.
That's
insane.
Crazy.
But that's his game,
crazy
though.
To have.
That's his game.
You have they're gonna win because you have Max Gawn, who's pivotal in the ruck, and look, he doesn't have to go against Nick Nat. He doesn't have to go against Grundy. You get what I'm saying? So look, he's gonna dominate there. They have the midfield to support the ruck position too. It's just, and then when Melbourne gets going, they look great too. Because Clayton Oliver, you just can't let me not leave him out too. Just him and Petrarca, if they're both playing, is great. And then Max Gawn is getting it to him. Oh, come on, man, it's gonna be dangerous. If Kazi Pickens can show up, even better. But the problem is, are they going to get the scoring? And it's just, I think we might. I don't know if we all will have the same answer, but I don't think that they will have enough scoring. Just the forward options, I don't think are enough compared to all the other teams that are 1 through 4, like the Ports, the Geelongs, the Brisbanes. That's where they don't stack up.
So, yeah, like you said, we all know they have probably the best defense in the AFL, and I think the defense is going to get wore down. I think the rest of the teams in the 8, they're full of except Essendon, they're full of scorers that can really put a lot of points on the board really fast. And I think it is just going to get to them because Melbourne can be beat. At the beginning, I think they were 9-0 this year. Melbourne can be beat. Their first losses were not against good teams. They were against teams that just put a lot of pressure on them and constantly worked till Melbourne kind of just fell apart a little bit. And all these teams in the 8 can definitely do that to Melbourne. So but I've also been saying it seems like they have a hidden gear that they haven't really shown yet. They have little spurts like that second half against Geelong. That was probably the best I've seen them play all year. So I can see them being the team to make it. It's just, can that defense hold up?
All absolutely great points. I think we've all heard a defense wins championships, but in footy, in some situations, you can't just be a defensive team. Yes, their defense can win them a championship because they can hold so many teams with Lever and May, and then having Salem as that rebounding halfback that can kick it out. He's very deadly. But I think teams have went to work on these guys. I think what Alistair Clarkson did against them earlier in the year when they got the draw, I think he gave that little bit of tip on how to take May and Lever out of the game. So I think if I'm Melbourne, I'm a tiny bit worried because your playbook's out there. people have kind of started to figure it out as this season has gone on. They have looked less and less impressive in their wins, and all due respect, Geelong should have won that game. In my personal opinion, Geelong let off the gas and let Melbourne back into it, and several errors late in the game, including an absolute brain fade by Cameron Guthrie kicking it down the line in his own park, which we know is a skinny ground.
And Close didn't even help
cost
spoiling it to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Yep, and close, exactly, and that really did that cost the game. And then Reece Stanley not paying attention to Max Gawn getting the mark, and then Max Gawn for once being able to kick it straight. All due respect, Melbourne Demons fans, but that's honest to God truth. Max Gawn is not exactly the greatest kicker.
You saw that pretty nice banana kick he had a couple of rounds ago.
Yeah, but sometimes the more difficult kicks when you don't think, that's when you get the moment of brilliance.
Right.
It's the easy 10-meter kick in front of goal that you stuff up. So, no, Melbourne defensively they can win the championship. Midfield and ruck wise, I completely agree. The midfield group pair of Clayton Oliver and Christian Petrarca are damn near impossible to stop. Max Gawn is the best ruckman in the entire 8 of all of the 8 ruckmen. He is the best. But I agree, forward of it, there's so many question marks. Is Ben Brown going to be consistent enough? Can Keziah Pickett stay in the game and make an impact? He can disappear at times. Absolutely. Does Bailey Fritsch have a 1-goal game or a 4-goal game? Does Bailey Fritsch get in trouble? How's their tackling? So there's so many question marks to this Melbourne team. I'm much less confident in Melbourne now than I was 10 rounds ago when it looked like they were just going to steamroll this competition. I think the armor has been chipped away from Melbourne. They are a really good team. I think they can go far, but they are just vulnerable enough that who knows? This is, again, a year where anything can happen. This is going to be an insane finals. I cannot wait.
Absolutely. I mean, that's very well said.